Have you been struggling a little with your finances lately and you're trying to make ends meet and you keep hearing this buzzword, frugal living? It sounds a little interesting, but you don't want to pinch pennies, you don't want to be too extreme. I hear ya. So today I'm gonna share how to make frugal living work for you to start saving some money and live your best life. I know you didn't come here for my singing, so without further ado, let's do this. Frugal living reminds us to be good stewards of our resources, avoid waste, and prioritize what matters the most. If you're already a subscriber of mine here at the Kate Kaden channel, you've probably noticed you never see, watch how extreme I can get with my frugality, because I don't consider myself to be extreme. And everyone's gonna judge that a little bit differently. But I know that many of you are tuned into this channel weekly for your weekly dose of frugal living inspiration. And that's because I strike a balance between saving and spending. I'm not extreme and I happily get results. I'm all about making frugal living work for you. You're kind of frugal. I consider myself contemporary frugal, which I describe as a mix of the classic frugal practices fused with current strategies that are practical and that make sense for me and my family right now, just as we are. The key for me for frugal living and living a successful, happy, frugal life is living below my means, spending less than I earn. Create the largest margin you can between what you earn and what you spend. This right here, that gap, the power is in the gap. The bigger you can get this gap, this money gap right here, the better. This money gap will allow you to grow your dreams and really get ready for the future that you want. You don't want to be stressing about money down the road, so you got to do a little work ahead of time. Know what I'm saying? The biggest tool that I utilize every single day is budgeting. The budget has made all the difference. It is the tool that has helped me see how much is coming in, how much is going out, and tracking everything, of course. I have tons of videos on budgeting specifically. Just type in Kate Kaden budgeting and it'll bring you to that if that's what you're looking for. But today I'm gonna give you an even more simple, practical assignment in order to make frugal living work for you. Imagine we are in a boat. Could be a little dinghy boat, could be a bigger boat if you want to imagine it, sky's the limit. But the point of this boat is this is your money boat. And when we're spending too much in areas that either we have no business spending in, or maybe we're not aware that we're spending that much, or maybe it's just an old habit that we're having a hard time getting rid of. There's a multitude of reasons we could be overspending in certain areas, but picture that as holes in your boat. So if we are sitting in a boat and we want to be comfortable, what happens when we've got holes in the boat? Oh, my friends, we're going to start to sink. And we don't want to sink. So we've got to examine these holes. And what have we got to do? We got to block the holes. We've got to stop it so that we don't sink. We don't want to sink. We want to propel forward and eventually sail on. And yes, sometimes I give cheesy analogies, but I feel like it helps when we create the picture. So we're all in this boat and we all have some leaks. But where are these leaks? We've got to identify the leaks. So this weekend, our mission is to do a couple things with these leaks. In order to do this, you're going to whip out your credit union statement, your bank statement, your credit card statements, wherever you can see what you've been spending. If you're a cash envelope person, hopefully you are recording it. I'm a big fan of tracking every single dollar I spend. So you're gonna look through these statements and you're gonna see, okay, what am I spending too much on? Is fast food showing up all week long? Is shopping at department stores showing up? Are your grocery bills outrageous? Believe me, I get it, but that's something we can work with. Are you impulse purchasing on any particular websites? Where's the money going? Let's find the leaks. We got to find the leaks first. So that's mission number 1. Look through your statements. Where's the money going? Especially if you're a person that is not in the habit of budgeting. You guys, I know where every penny is going in my budget. I am on it. You guys know I take great pride in my budget. But for those of us that are not in this habit yet, don't even worry about that this week, okay? I mean, eventually I hope you get involved because budgeting is beautiful, baby. Once you get going, it's so addicting and it's so enlightening, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I know that's a geeky thing to say, but it's true. But let's just see. Let's just be practical. Where's all the money going? Where are we spending over on, okay? Next, you're gonna whip out your trusty, maybe dusty notebook from somewhere, and you're gonna write down these things, like where the leaks are, and then you're gonna write down what's something that's not too painful even to start that you are willing to reduce. Notice I didn't say cut. Frugal living is not about cutting everything down so tight and small and restriction, and it's the opposite. We want to find where we're going over, where it's not that important, so we can get rid of that. Stop wasting our money on stuff that's not that important, and then put the money toward the things that are really going to enhance our life, really going to add value, right? So this shouldn't be too painful. I feel like a lot of us, especially if you've never done this before, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, okay, I spent $1,000 on groceries. This could be worked on. Now, let's just take the grocery example for a minute. So say your groceries, you're buying, and this is just a weird example, but 2 cases of soda. Your family consumes 2 cases of soda every time you go grocery shopping, right? Do you need 2 cases of soda? You might still need your soda, but can we dial it back a little bit? Can we reduce it? Could we do 1 case of soda, distribute it a little differently throughout the week? Again, some of you are going, ew, Kate, soda. I would never touch that poison. Awesome, but pick your thing then. Are you buying excessive amounts of cookies? Are you buying excessive energy drinks? Are you buying excessive, I always say chips because I want all the chips, but too many sweets, too many salties, too many, what could we just reduce a little bit? And then start with that. Reduce the leaks one at a time. Step 3, take something out. Not everything, just a little something. Let's go to another example. Say you are doing food out of the house 5 times a week, right? So 5 times a week, you're purchasing your food beyond your groceries. You're going grocery shopping and then you're eating out somewhere 5 times a week. Next week, could you do it 4 times? Just a little shimmy into 4 instead of 5. If you're taking your lunch to work only twice a week, this week, could you try bringing your lunch 3 times? See how this is just a small shift at first. Tackle them one at a time. Reduce one at a time and see what you can kind of easily do without at first, without really sacrificing your lifestyle at all. This is just conscious spending, conscious saving, however you want to look at it. And it doesn't do that much damage and it's not really that stressful. One of the KSQUAD members commented to me the other day, you love when I state what we're talking about, talk about the content, and then do a little recap at the end. So, keeping that in mind, frugal living reminds us to be good stewards of our resources, avoid wasting all the things, and prioritize what matters to us. Remember, we are trying to get the gap between what we earn and what we spend as big as we possibly can so we have that margin to work with. That's where the money saving comes in. That's where the choices come in. And I want you to have choices financially. I want you to never feel like you are so restricted in your life because of money. That's what this channel is all about. Having financial freedom, enjoying frugal living, and making the most of our resources, your time, your money, and your energy. This week, we're gonna look for holes in our boat, go through your statements, write out what's one thing I'm willing to reduce even a little bit, and then you're gonna do it. Please go into the comments right now and write what's one thing you're gonna reduce just a little bit, or in the case of packing more lunch, you're gonna change for the better in that way. Let us know that one action, that one little thing you're gonna do this week to make a little change for your frugal life. Next, I'm going to encourage you to watch this video right here, which is 35 frugal living tips to help you save a ton of money. Click on this next for tons of tips. See you next week, K Squad. Bye, guys.